Dear all, greetings of the day. I am Komal and I welcome you all in the third FAQ session of Corporate Tax in UAE. And we have Mr. Pankaj Kumar Mankani, one of the co-founder of RVG Chartered Accountants. Welcome, sir.
Thanks, Komal. Thanks for again inviting me here.
Sir, I would like to ask you how to determine on whom Corporate Tax UAE regulation will apply.
Well, so basically, Komal, this question I would say is regarding the basis of the taxation. So basically, the UAE corporate tax regulation will apply on the two categories. First of all, residents as well as non-residents. So basically, whoever are the residents of the company, definitely we are going to discuss later in the same video who are resident and what are the conditions. But for now, I would like to let you know one thing only. Whoever is the resident of the UAE, they have to pay the corporate tax on their global income. Definitely, as per the UAE tax regulation, they are able to claim some exemptions based on the exemption method or on the tax credit method. So, which means if a UAE resident company is having a branch in any of the foreign country, so for the tax calculations point of view, initially the tax will be calculated considering all the income, which means the UAE as well as the foreign country income. But definitely we are going to get the exemption of the taxes which we have paid to another country as per the rules which will be going to announce soon. But at the same time, when we talk about the taxability of the non-residents, the non-residents has to pay the taxation only on the amount which is sourced in the UAE, or I can say only on the income which is sourced from the UAE. So, Komal, now let's talk about the resident and non-resident. What is the meaning of those and who are covered in those particular criteria? So, when we talk about the resident, one of the criteria is that all the companies which are incorporated in the UAE are automatically will be considered as a resident of the UAE from the corporate tax point of view. Second, any natural person who is doing any of the business or commercial activity into the UAE, either through on its own name or through an unincorporated partnership, also will be considered as a UAE resident from the corporate tax point of view. So third, a foreign company also may be considered as a resident from the corporate tax point of view if it is effectively controlled and managed in the UAE. Determining the effectively controlled and management in the UAE is a question of fact. But the key thing is to be seen from where the key management and commercial decisions are to be taken for the business. Let's talk about the non-resident. So non-residents have to pay the taxation in the UAE only if it is proved by the law that foreign company is having the permanent establishment in the UAE and they have a UAE source income. So technically, a foreign company, if it is having a permanent establishment in the country as per the regulation, then they have to pay the corporate tax only on the income which is sourced from the UAE.
Thank you so much, sir, to provide a valuable information. Now, I would like to request you to can you please throw some light what do we mean by permanent establishment and how do we determine whether any foreign company in UAE have permanent establishment or not?
Well, that's a nice question, Komal. So basically, before begin with answer of your question, first of all, we'll discuss about what do we mean by the foreign company or what exactly the foreign company means. So basically, in simple terms, foreign company means a company which is not incorporated in the UAE as per the UAE regulation, which is incorporated somewhere outside the UAE. That's what we mean by the foreign company. Now, as we already discussed in the previous answer, so basically the foreign companies who are effectively controlled and managed in the UAE will be considered as a resident of the country for the taxation point of view. But all the foreign companies which are not effectively controlled and managed in the UAE will be considered as a non-resident. Now, let's talk about the permanent establishment. Permanent establishment is nothing but the foreign companies who are not incorporated here, but they are conducting some of the business activities in regular course of business in the UAE. Which means if a company which is incorporated in the Canada and regularly doing some of the operations into the UAE through the direct agent or through an office space or through a branch, that will be considered as a permanent establishment. Now, the major important point is how to determine whether a foreign company is having a permanent establishment into the UAE or no. So basically, the PE concept has brought into the UAE corporate tax from the OECD Model Tax Convention. So as per the article number 5 of the OECD Model Tax Convention, there are two tests are there which has to be performed in order to determine that whether a foreign company is having the permanent establishment in the UAE or no. So two tests are, the test number one is that fixed place of business test, and test number two is that dependent agent test. So both the tests are depending upon the various conditions and various factors. So definitely we cannot speak in very much detail about both the tests, but maybe I can try to give you a brief overview about the both tests and what are the things which are key to determine the permanent establishment. So basically in the fixed place of business test, the main thing which has to be seen that if the foreign company which is operating in the UAE is having any of the office, factory, branch or any other site or any kind of activity, any kind of site where the activities are carried more than 6 months regularly. If it is proof, yes it is there, then the foreign company may be proven as having a permanent establishment in the country. If we talk about the dependent agent test, if a foreign company is having any of the UAE based person who is concluding the agreements in the UAE on the name of foreign company or negotiating the agreement or bringing the business for them, in those conditions also the foreign company may be treated as a permanent establishment in the UAE. So Komal, just to conclude your question, so first of all the corporate tax we need to categorize in the two conditions, resident or non-resident. The resident of the UAE has to account for the tax on the global income. Then they are eligible to deduct the tax which they have paid outside the UAE subject to the exemption rule or tax credit rule which is to be defined in the UAE Corporate Tax Regulation. Non-residents has to pay the taxation only if they are having the permanent establishment in the country which is proven as per the OECD tax model and they are having the UAE source income.
Thank you so much, sir, for your valuable information about a difficult and most challenging topic. And I hope our viewers got a more information about this. And if you have any doubt, you can send a comment on this video. If you like this video, please do like, share this video and subscribe our channel and to get more notification about our next topics. Thank you so much.